Hi, Longhorns. We're so happy you're here and you chose the University of Texas. We can't wait to welcome you to the Longhorn family. We are orientation advisors, and basically, what we are is we're just here to support your transition into the university and just support you through everything. And so, we're going to go around, do a little roundtable introduction. I'll start. My name is Natalie Pettis. I'm from Harlingen, Texas, and I'm a communications and leadership major while on the pre-med track. So it's a fun time, and I'm going to pass it over to Whitney.
Hey y'all, I'm Whitney. I'm going to be a second year civil engineering major from San Antonio, Texas. I'm not like Natalie, I'm not pre-med, but STEM, women in STEM we love. I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Leland.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lela Murphy. I'm a rising third-year government major from Kennedale, Texas, which is a small town in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And my pronouns are he, him, his. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Maria.
Hey everyone, my name is Maria Buendia. I am from Houston, Texas. I'm a second year international business major, hoping to double major in Spanish, we'll see. And my pronouns are she, her, hers. And I'll pass it on to Elise.
Hi everyone, my name is Elise. I am a second year biology major on the pre-med track. I'm from Austin, Texas, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. And I'll pass it off to Emily.
Hi everyone, my name is Emily Bowe. I'm a sophomore government and international relations and global studies double major, and I'm from Plano, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas, and my pronouns are she, her, hers.
Awesome. We're so happy to be talking to you guys today. And so we have a couple questions. This is a Q&A panel. We're going to be talking a little bit about getting involved in the Longhorn life. I know that there's so much to do around here. So we just kind of want to answer a few common questions and give you a little bit of our advice and some things that we have experienced being here at the University of Texas. So I'm going to go ahead and ask the first question. It is going to just be a basic one. What advice do y'all have on finding organizations that interest me? So Maria, do you want to go ahead and take that over?
Yeah. So my biggest piece of advice is kind of finding like a formula as to what you're interested in. So when you're starting out, like it's not too overwhelming because there's like over 1,000 orgs or like around 1,000 orgs at UT, which is a lot. So you don't want to kind of get too overwhelmed. So one that I've heard is like really popular is finding a network organization, a major organization, and then like a leisure organization. I kind of did it a little bit differently. I found something social, spiritual, and then like major related as well, like McCombs related. So find something that works best for you, but that will help you kind of like start out, and don't feel like you have to stick to that either. It's just kind of like, so you know what to look for, and then feel free to branch out because there's so many opportunities.
I would also look into finding something that you're interested in. Going to the HornsLink website is a great way to get started. And again, you can join as many clubs as you want. You can drop them at any time. You don't have to like stick to them. And just find something that you're interested in. Again, just stick to like finding one networking, one related to your major, and one just for socials.
Yeah, awesome. No, those are some great answers, and definitely HornsLink is a great resource. And hey, you join too many clubs, you can always, stick to one or don't. But we definitely recommend you get involved here with your time at UT. So yeah, our next question, we're gonna talk about how to find groups or clubs within your specific major. I know we talked a little bit about that, finding a club that you can be involved with your own school and major. Maria, do you wanna talk on that?
Sure. So my biggest piece of advice is going to your college specific like website if you're looking for professional orgs related to your college. Also, if you want to branch out, you can see what orgs in other colleges are like open to all orgs. So for example, like some McCombs orgs, even though they're like Macomb specific, are open to any major. So if you want professional development, you can do that. Also like my college, and I know a lot of other colleges have like kickoff events run by like the council of that college. So it's really neat because you get to meet freshmen, but it also like introduces you to McCombs or college specific orgs. So that's probably the best way to get connected to people that have your same interest or are going into a career field that you're also going into.
Yes, and I would also like to add, like, when you're taking your intro courses, professors will usually like introduce and bring in organizations to speak to y'all too. I know my professors made it like also extra credit, so get those points that, that little GPA booster while also getting that networking. And also remember, you have people in your classes too, throughout all your classes, and especially your major-based courses. You can ask them if they found any organizations as well.
Yeah, no, those are some great points. Definitely staying involved with your classmates and talking to your professors is just an awesome way to stay involved within your major. Something that a lot of students do think about is, okay, I'm at UT, I have a lot to balance, my school, it's everything around me, being away from my family. And so often it's hard to find that balance between organizations and then your school life. So Whitney and Leland, if you could just talk a little bit about how to balance your schoolwork with your extracurriculars.
I would say get a planner. I'm not much of a planner myself. Like paper planners, there's those, but also remember there's whiteboards, there's sticky notes. If I could show you on my desk, completely covered in sticky notes, all right? That's what I use, organized mess. You also have your cell phones, but the best way is just to make sure to keep track of everything, anything that slightly interests you, a meeting, optional town hall events, just keep those organized and have those dates so you can look at them real quick and keep on track with everything.
Yeah, and that was a great answer, Whitney. And kind of building off that, planners definitely are a great way. I feel like my grandma always buys me planners for like Christmas, but I never end up using them. But what I found that works really well for me to kind of organize myself is Google Calendar, and maybe other virtual calendar options work really well. As Whitney said, I put all my org meetings on there. I put my class times on there, even just regular basic class. I just like to see it all laid out, possibly if I want to have break times, even mapping that out. I've just found that Google Calendar works really well for me, but I think really kind of as you're exploring different orgs, it's kind of good to see what works for you and kind of find your flow. And also just generally, like knowing your limits, like knowing, okay, maybe I need to focus more on my schoolwork this week. So I need to like maybe talk to my org and be like, hey, y'all, I might have to step back a little bit this week. Because ultimately, college and like your academics should be primary focus. Obviously, your organizations are super important. And I'm saying this like I need to take my own advice because sometimes I really have my priorities out of line. But yeah, just definitely knowing your own limits and finding what works best for you to stay organized.
Yeah, that's an awesome response, Leland and Whitney. I have a dog barking. I think we all experience those Zoom issues. But oh my gosh. Hey, Maria, do you want to pass the next question over?
Sure. I will pass it to, so the next question is, what are some good ways to get involved in a residence hall? And I'm going to pass that over to Elise to answer that question.
Yeah, so my advice is definitely like looking into like reaching out with your RA and going to like the events the RAs plan. Also reaching out like to other residents that live in your dorm and just going to campus events hosted by events and entertainment program with your roommates and other residents.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with Elisa. Just to add a couple of things, I definitely stress talking to your resident assistant or your RA. So those are going to be current students at UT who are essentially going to help, the freshmen and those living at dorms to transition at the residence hall and to really build a community. And in the fall, I'm really excited because I'm going to be an RA myself at Jester West, which I'm really excited for. And I'm also leading an LLC, which is a learning living community called Catalyst about social justice. So those are really great opportunities to get involved as well. Other things that you can do, your RAs are going to throw events, so definitely attend those as well. And sometimes you can have unexpected encounters. If you have a communal bathroom, you might run into someone while you're brushing your teeth next to each other. Or if you're living at Jester, you might be sitting with them at the terrace. So there's a lot of unexpected opportunities as well when you're living in a residence hall, which is really cool. So there's a lot of great ways to get involved and just being open and, open to the idea that you can meet a lot of really great people living in a dorm.
I love that answer, Emily. Alize, both of y'all had some really great points. Congrats, Emily, on your on your new journey and adventure. So happy to hear that. Yeah, so I think just kind of moving on, we want to talk about a little bit about, some specific orgs and things like how spirit groups or Greek life or, any other organizations, how do those affect your college experience? Leland, do you want to talk on that?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks so much, Natalie. It's a great question. Um, I think through some of my involvements, and I include things like orientation advisor, which myself and again, all these other lovely people are, like they really truly do, I think, make your campus experience. Some of my other things include like Texas Blazer, which is like Texas Blazers, which is like a service organization, and Senate, which is one of the 3 legislative student organizations at UT. But no matter what you're in, it's like I have found some of my closest friends through my organizations and like all these lovely people. I love them like family. And, whatever you get involved in, whatever your niche is, you'll truly like find like your community there. Like, especially coming into UT, I come from a smaller like town. And so I was nervous about finding that community, but through all my orgs and involvements, I found people I love and that people I'll like continue to be friends with throughout the rest of my life. So they've definitely affected my college experience for the better. And no matter what organization you join, you'll definitely find that as well at UT.
I love that, Leland. Yeah, definitely joining things that you're passionate about and things that you have interest in. You'll find such like-minded individuals who will just change your college experience, and finding those people. And some of them are here in this room, and a lot of the other OAs. I think we found a different love for people, and definitely joining orgs is a great way to do that. Joining also things like Greek life and spirit groups, they can be a great way to find a sense of involvement or creating that community. And I will say though, organizations are such a fun way to stay active and stay involved. But like anything, like school, anything that you commit yourself to, you do have an obligation with that, with that time. And I think it's important, like we talked about earlier, having that balance between school and organizations, and definitely knowing that committing your time somewhere is definitely really important. And I do think that finding a network here at UT is so, so important. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of move on a little bit, and we're gonna end it on a great note. I know everyone in here has some great advice, and I really hope y'all, take some of these words of encouragement into your college experience. One of the last things we're gonna touch on today is there any advice that you could give to students who are shy or haven't really broken out of their shell, or just feel, kind of like a small fish in a very big ocean here at UT Austin? So we're just going to speak a little bit on that. I'll go ahead and go first. I just want to say it is okay to be nervous. It is okay to feel, that you're a little bit overwhelmed, or it's nerve-wracking coming to college. It definitely is. It's a big transition, but just know here at UT Austin, everybody is so kind, so willing to help you, and you're never alone coming into UT Austin. I mean, we're a family. We got the Longhorn family, the spirit, and so you just know that you're not alone. And one thing that I want to kind of remind you is that this isn't high school. Like, we're in college. Nobody knows you, no one knows who you were. This is a great time in your life to start fresh, to give yourself that new beginning and that new opportunity. And so this is a great place to break out of your shell. And I really recommend talking to people in your classes. I know that, you may be in some really big lecture hall style classes, or some of them are still on Zoom, or either way, there are people in your classes that have the same interests as you. So talking to people, making friends, creating study groups, those are so important, study groups. Yeah, so that's just some of the advice I have. Emily, do you want to talk about some of the things that you found?
Yeah, you touched on a lot of things that I was feeling the same way. I think, again, to just emphasize that, again, it's going to be extremely normal to feel nervous as you come to college, and very overwhelming and, nerve-wracking. And so as a student who came from a high school with a graduating class of only 170 students, and then coming to UT that has almost over 8,000 in our class, I was extremely nervous, definitely, for sure, which is totally normal. But I can say that even over the course of 1 year, I've, experienced a lot of transformation and a lot of growth that I couldn't have said I would have expected going into college. And so my advice for students who feel shy or nervous as they come to UT is to embrace and lean into that nervousness, because I can assure you that everyone else around you is going to feel the exact same way. So being open to meeting new people and taking that risk is going to really benefit you in the long run. I think also joining orgs, like we were mentioning earlier, is a great way to get involved and meet new people. I'm in a spirit group called Texas Bluebonnets. I've met lots of great girls in there. I know Maria is also in a spirit group as well. And then also being an orientation advisor, I found such a great community of people who uplift me and encourage me. So just taking that risk and discovering your passions, and I'm also accepting that sometimes you might fail, but in that you're going to experience so much growth as well, for sure.
Oh, thank you so much, Emily. That's definitely a great point, is that it's okay to fail and it's okay to, feel down, but all you can do is just pick yourself back up and keep going. You have so many people that support you and will feel the same way. But like Emily said, lean into that, embrace it. And I have no doubt that everyone coming in UT 25, y'all will find your passion, y'all will find your place. UT Austin is just, not to be biased, but the best university ever. Anyways, so I'm so glad that we were able to hop on here, give you a little bit of advice and just a little piece of what we've experienced. And feel free to reach out to any of us after this. Your OAs, we're here to support you. We're here to get you, into this community. And so, well, this was our Q&A panel. Thank you everyone for listening and tuning in and talking a little bit about how to get involved in the Longhorn life. And we can't wait to see what you do and who you become. Hook 'em.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.